here in Austin. We're about to run our first event of the year. Dr. Matt, always doing these YouTube lives. Well, not always. I miss some weeks. And I want to talk about being kind, especially with everything that we got going on right now, about being kind to yourself, to others. Again, I'm here in Austin, and we're starting off our year. Looking forward to having an amazing group of individuals coming into the training. If you hear background noise, it's our assistants that are here. We're setting up right now. And if you're still here in Austin, you still got time. You still got time to jump into the training. We're gonna be in San Diego next week, and got so much information to provide. And really, again, looking forward to sharing some deep tips with you. And yeah, I wanted to keep it simple this week. I wanted to keep it simple. There's so much going on. There is so much going on in the world right now. Transition of the president, you know. I coach 5 people right now, and I personally work with 5 individuals one-on-one, and a couple of them are really happy, a couple of them are not happy. One of them is like, I'm good no matter what. And it is what it is. It's being kind to everybody. Right now, there's such a huge divide that we have going on, and you see things like the tragedy happening in Los Angeles, the fires that are occurring there. And my mom and my stepfather, a few years back, they had a 25-acre mountain property in the high Sierras, and it's when thousands of acres went up in fire, and they lost their home. And they lost everything, and they lost things that we have had in our family for generations, and all of it was gone. And so it tugged on my heartstrings. It tugged on my heartstrings to see everything that's going on there and the outpour of love and support. And it was beautiful to absolutely see how people come together. People come together in those moments where there is a tragedy. And when the fires happen on Maui, which is very close to home for me, being that I'm from Oahu and then, you know, live on the Big Island now, that was close. And it's powerful that people come together with a tragedy. And after those fires occurred, I think I did a couple of YouTube lives or Facebook lives where I said, why can't we come together when it's not a tragedy? Why don't we find a middle ground? Why don't we find something that connects all of us regardless of what's going on in the world? Take the election, for example, and take a person coming into office, whether you're happy or not. Why not reach across and find that other person that's the opposite of you and be able to go, how can we bridge the gap? It is what it is. How can we bridge the gap now? Because the divide seems to be getting wider and wider. And with one of my clients, I actually in-depth talked with her about the fact that we want to be able to have deeper conversations. We want to have powerful, deep conversations about things. And yet people are nervous to do it because there's no trust. There's no trust that what I'm going to share with you, that you'll know that I'm coming from a certain intention, a positive intention. That's one of the things that was interesting in the Hawaiian culture. The words were not as important as the energy and the intention behind it. And then they would overlook words. We use words sometimes, and there are some words that may be offensive to you that aren't offensive to me, and vice versa. There are words that are offensive to me that may not be offensive to you. What is the intention behind it? What is the intensity? You know, there's a difference between swearing and swearing at someone. There's a difference between saying something with innocence and saying something with intensity. And one of the things that I learned growing up in Hawaii was you look at the intention. You look at the intention behind it. And if you have to, you can course correct someone. And it all starts with being kind. It all starts with being kind and coming from a space of your heart rather than coming from a space of your head. Your heart and your gut are smarter than your mind all day of the week. And at the end of the day, think about someone that you're very close with. Think of someone that you are very close with that you can share anything with. And what you're going to find is that there's a trust there because it started with kindness. It started with love, and it started with overlooking the words and digging into what is the intention, 100%. So start with that. With everything that we have going on right now, we could use a little bit of kindness here. With everything that's happening, start with some kindness and see where that leads, okay? If you like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our website, nlp.com. We got events happening between now and March. We got a whole bunch all around the US and all up in Canada and Toronto as well. And if you like what you hear, jump in on one of our events, and look forward to seeing you in the future.